So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the step-by-step process of exactly how to make 100 phone calls a day. Because we all say, oh, well, I wish I could make more phone calls, or we've all probably said, I know I need to be making more phone calls, but I just don't know how to cram it into my day. just feel like I'm just so busy as it is. Well, in today's video, I'm going to break it down, make it super simple, so that you can go out there and be making 100 calls a day with ease. So let's dive right in. So first thing I want to talk about is that it's all about scheduling. So when it comes to scheduling about, your day around making 100 phone calls a day, which I want to kind of shift the mindset here because I want to make sure you all hear this. It's 100 conversations a day is the minimum metric, not 100 calls. And we're going to be talking about this a little bit in the later parts of this video of exactly what softwares you need, what you're going to need tools-wise in order to achieve this. But I want to make sure you guys hear this. It's 100 conversations per day is the minimum goal. You can make 100 calls on a dialer in about an hour and a half, but if you don't talk to 100 people, your business isn't really going to shift too much. Let's talk about scheduling first. When it comes to scheduling, I believe it's incredibly important to know that 80% of your entire day should be prospecting. And sometimes it should be more, especially if you don't have any appointments. At the very beginning of my career, I would even say closer to 90% of my day is going to be lead generation, AKA being on the phone at the office, pounding away. Let's just break this down into a really quick, easy, simple day that anyone can replicate. First thing you're going to want to do is get to the office as soon as possible, or at least get to work as soon as possible, whatever that looks like for you, because some of you work from home. Get to your office, your desk, and you're going to want to start making calls somewhere between 8 and 9 a.m. That's the beginning. Now, you're going to want to prospect for somewhere between 3 and 4 hours at a time. You can call these windows blocks of time where you might be prospecting for 90 minutes. Totally okay. And then you're gonna go to the bathroom, get some more water, and then get back on the phones 5 minutes later. You're not gonna be taking 20-minute breaks, 30-minute breaks, hour breaks. You're gonna be maybe taking 5, maybe 15-minute breaks, maybe on the second time. Because for the first hour and a half, let's say from 8 to 9:30, you're gonna maybe take a break to go to the bathroom. But I recommend you get water, you get everything handled before you get on the phone, so you don't have to keep breaking. It's just, again, you're breaking up your day for no reason. You're gonna call for the next hour and a half, you can take a 5-minute break, and then you're gonna get on the phones for another hour and a half. So you're roughly gonna get a good 3-hour window in the beginning of your day. Because I've always said that what you do before 12 noon is gonna absolutely dictate your entire career. So if you start calling at 8 a.m. and you even call till 12, that's 4 hours worth of calling. And roughly on a 1 hour basis, you're gonna be speaking to somewhere in the vicinity of 8 to even 20 people. So 8 to 20 contacts per hour. It's a pretty good number. Now again, we're counting contacts as anybody who picks up the phone and says hello. It doesn't mean it has to be a lead. Just want to be super clear with that. So from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, all you're going to be doing is prospecting. Or what you can be doing is from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., you're going to be outbound prospecting, and then you're going to spend 1 hour following up, depending on where you are in your career. From 12 o'clock to 12:30, 1 o'clock, you can get all of the other red flags that maybe have come up in your transactions. You can be speaking with your team, making sure everything's being handled. And again, if you need to kind of touch base with any clients, you can be doing that as well. Check on emails, you can do all that kind of stuff. You have 1 hour, eat lunch, and do it all at the same time. And guess what? With Grubhub or DoorDash, Uber Eats, you can have all the food delivered to your office or your home. You don't even need to leave to go to a lunch. I would never even go out to lunch unless I'm going out and meeting somebody. There's just no point, especially at the beginning of my career. So then from 1 o'clock, now it's 1 p.m., you've made 4 hours of calls, which can include possibly 1 hour of follow-up if you have leads that you need to be following up with, which I'm guessing the majority of you might have to. You've done all of the email, you've checked on your email, you've met with your team, you talked to clients that need to be talked to, you've spoken maybe with an attorney or two if you need to, negotiate some deals. Now, it's 1 o'clock, and even if you've already generated a lot of leads, maybe if you've already had maybe 40, 50 conversations at this point in time, but you have no appointments, the entire rest of the day, from 1 o'clock till 7 or 8 o'clock at night, if you're not where you want to be, if your bank account isn't where you want it to be, guess what? You need to get back on the phone. And you're gonna be prospecting literally to the end of the day. So till 6, 7, or 8 o'clock at night, you're gonna be prospecting. So that means another 5 hours, 6 hours, 7, or even 8 hours, depending on where you're located, from 1 to 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It is going to be incredibly important to realize that, again, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. 80% of your day is going to be prospecting, and that's totally okay. Matter of fact, if you're not where you wanna be, income-wise in real estate, it's typically related to how much prospecting you're doing. So one surefire way to fix that is to get into a better schedule, a better routine, so you can go out and make more money. If you go 3 years of your entire career, you go through another 3 years, waking up early, making 100 conversations a day for 3 years, it will be very hard to not make at least $100,000, if not several six figures in the real estate business. Just gonna be really hard. Point number 2 is all about mindset. I want you to get super clear, not only on the goals that you want to achieve in life, but I want you to get attached to a why. Why are you doing this? Because if you get into this real estate business and you just think that it's all about like the reality TV shows where you're just going to be showing some fancy apartments or luxury homes and you think you're going to make a ton of money, no, it's a brutal business. All of those people, they're just not recording the people making cold calls and doing all those types of things because that's what it's really all about, but it's just not cool for reality TV. Get your head wrapped around why you're actually going to be doing this, because if you're in the real estate business and you don't think that you're going to have to be making any prospecting calls, you're absolutely out of your mind because you're just not going to be successful in the real estate business. Wrap your head around the fact that you're going to be doing it for a season of your life. For between 2 and 4 years, many of you, including myself and other successful agents, have spent an unreasonable amount of time prospecting and working endless hours, generating a lot of leads, building up a business where all of a sudden you don't have to prospect as much because the business just comes to you. And once you're making over $1 million a year, you have some life choices where it's really, do I need to make more money? Is that something that I choose to do? Might be something I want to do, but it might be not something you want to do. And when you're making $500 or $1 million a year net income, you get to have those types of freedom choices. Think about it, it's a season of sacrifice. And if you're not making the money you want, guess what? You're gonna be doing that for quite a period of time. And that is totally okay. If you want results of the 1%, you can't work like the 99%. Number 3, I wanna talk about the who. Because everyone goes, well, I can call for 10 hours. I can understand that. That makes sense to me. But who the heck am I calling for 10 hours a day? So let me break this down for you. If you're in the residential world, I think it's important to realize that it's going to be a stacked effort. So at the beginning part of your day, the first 30 minutes are going to be the most crucial to focus on expireds, canceleds, and withdrawn listings. So for the first 30 minutes to an hour a day, depending on how many expireds, cancels, and withdrawns there are, that's going to be the first 30 minutes to an hour of your day. Now, it's going to be somewhere in the vicinity of 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. The remaining part of your calling sessions is going to typically be one of a few things. Number 1, it could be absentee owners. Number 2, it can be pre-foreclosures. Number 3, it could be circle prospecting. Just listed, just sold phone calls. The I have a buyer calls. Those conversations or those lead lists are going to be incredibly crucial to a large portion of your time. I want to be very, very specific here. It's important to note that during those calling sessions, it's rare to find people who are hand raisers saying, I'd like to sell my house today, but it's more common that you're going to get somebody saying, I don't want to sell my house today, but I would like to sell in 90 days, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. And every day, if you can generate 1 or 2 leads a day that say, I would like to sell my home in the next or in the near future, it is incredibly important to know that you will have a lot of business coming soon if you follow up with those people, which is why I say that at the beginning of your career, you might only spend 30 minutes to an hour doing follow-up. And as you're getting busier and busier, you have more leads to follow up with, you're going to be spending more and more time following up. So it'll go from 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours to 3 hours to 4 hours, where 50% of your time in 2 to 3 years is going to be spent on follow-up. So 50% will be new business and 50% of your time will be in follow-up, but it will take some time to get there. So when you're doing circle prospecting, when you're calling absentee owners, when you're calling all of these lead lists, which again, in the systems we'll tell you in a second where you can find all this with ease, not difficult, very, very simple. Please note that you're not going to get the hand raisers. It's okay to just build a database where over time you will do a lot of business. So it's okay if doing the circle prospecting, you're like, well, no one wants to sell their house right now. I know that. It's okay. That's why you do it over a period of time. Cold calling is about building a book. Cold prospecting is building a book of business, a large database of people, a huge list of people who are looking to do something at some point. All of the business that I've closed, or call it 90% of the business that I've closed in my career, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of residential deals and the couple hundred commercial deals that I've been a part of have all occurred specifically because I have followed up with them over time. Maybe 10% of them have been within the first 30 days of meeting them. And the other 90% were people that I followed up with over a 90-day, 6-month, 12-month, 2-year period of time is when they decided to sell. Number 4 is the software you're going to need, the tools that you're going to need in order to achieve the result of calling 100 people or more every single day, or having that 100 conversations like we've been talking about. I use a software called Mojo. MojoSells.com. We'll make sure to put it on the screen in the description down below. Check it out. I'm not an affiliate, not trying to make any money on it. It's just a software I've used for nearly 10 years of my entire career. It's important to note that you're going to need a dialer in order to have 100 conversations a day, and I want to go absolutely crazy because you're hand dialing everyone. It's just not possible to have that type of leverage. But when you use a dialer where you can pull unlimited phone numbers, yes, unlimited, which is amazing, you're going to need Mojo Dialer. Second thing I would say is that you need a software to put all of those leads from Mojo Dialer. So you're gonna, when you're making your calls, you can use the dialer, which they have expireds, they have canceleds, withdrawns, all those are there. They even have some for sale by owners, so you can mix that in as well if you'd like. And then you're gonna go into absentee owners, pre-foreclosures, as well as the circle prospecting for just listed and just sold phone calls, or I have the I have a buyer calls. Now that's on the residential side. On the commercial side, you're gonna wanna use softwares like Reonomy and CoStar specifically to be pulling your lists. In my opinion, I believe that Reonomy and CoStar have the best data, period, end of story. And they also allow you to pull more data than really any other software. So residential, you really just need mojosells.com. I, however, would recommend on the commercial side, you definitely need the dialer of Mojo, but you can't pull commercial properties in Mojo. So you would need Reonomy and CoStar as well. Now you can choose one or the other. Reonomy is a little bit cheaper than CoStar, obviously, and I don't know what your brokerage typically has for you. Your brokerage is probably going to have one, if not both, of those softwares available to you. So make sure you take advantage of that. And the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to software is your phone. You're going to need this handy dandy device. You're going to need a phone. Very, very simple. If you don't have one of these, you're probably not going to be in business for too long. And that's really it, guys. You don't need a lot of things in order to make a lot of phone calls and or make a lot of money. Those are really the only things you're going to need to go out there and make a lot of money. Point number 5 is the minimum metrics that I'd like you to follow. It's not just about having 100 conversations a day, because what I've talked to my coaching students about is that every metric has a different weight to it or a dollar figure associated with it. Because if you made hypothetically 100 phone calls today, but you only spoke to 6 people, and then you generated no leads and no appointments, and then no contracts were signed, who cares if you called 100 people? However, if you take it one step further, if you had 100 conversations today, I don't care how many calls you made, let's say you had 100 calls, or you had 1,000 calls to speak to 100 people, whatever it was, the calls are really irrelevant. If you had 100 conversations today, but you still only generated 1 lead and you set no appointments, again, how beneficial was that day? How good was that day? Did you win the day? I'm not sure, because again, all the metrics are important to pay attention to. Let's take it one step further. And now if you've had that 100 conversations and now you've generated 5 leads today, but again, you set no appointments and signed no contracts, how productive was that day? Let's take it one step further. Let's just say you had the 100 conversations, you generated 5 leads, and now you set 2 appointments today, but you've conducted no appointments. Okay, again, how productive was it? Did you win the day? Every single metric has a different weight to it, a different dollar amount to it. Now, if you've had 100 conversations, you've had generated 5 leads, and you set 2 appointments, and you conducted 1 appointment today, and guess what? Maybe you signed a contract at the listing. That is a kick-ass day. Now, if you could do that every single day for 3 years straight, you're probably going to be making a lot of money. And really quickly, I just want to be super clear. I'm talking about a law of averages, people. I'm not saying you're going to go on an appointment every single day. I'm not saying you're going to set 2 appointments a day. I'm not saying you're going to generate 5 leads every single day or sign a contract every single day. But it's the minimum metrics that you are disciplined enough to be doing every day that you're like, what are you focused on? My minimum metrics every single day, personally, is to find 1 amazing deal every single day, 1 new amazing deal for my investors, set 2 appointments to go meet with people, whether I'm even conducting the appointment, doesn't matter. I don't need to be the one showing the property. But someone's got to see something in order to make have an offer, right? Because then the other thing is sign 1 contract every day. I want to set 2 appointments and I want to sign 1 contract every single day. Find 1 great deal, set 2 appointments, sign 1 contract every single day. Period. Because I know that if I follow those metrics, I'm probably going to be making a lot of money. And that's the only things that I care about. For you right now, what are your minimum metrics? Because it's not going to just be 100 conversations. It's a lot more than just that. How many leads are you generating a day? How many appointments are you setting a day? How many appointments are you going to conduct every single day? And how many contracts are you committed to signing each and every single day or every week? And last but not least, super important is be like Nike and just do it. It's about doing the work, doing the actions, because we could talk about this all day long. And if you're not right now going to be getting on the phone as soon as this video ends, which I'm watching you, I know what you're doing right after this, okay? I want you to realize that if you don't make the calls, you can watch all the videos you want. If you do not make the calls, you don't make an adjustment in your business, if you don't, then nothing's going to change. So get out there, get on the phones, and make yourself proud, because again, I will be super clear with you. If you take 3 years of your life and sacrifice every day, having 100 conversations a day, you will make a lot of money, guaranteed. If someone wants to prove me wrong, go for it. It turned me into a millionaire in 3.5 years. So other than that, guys, if you have any questions on anything that we've discussed in this video, make sure you put it in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. If you're still watching this video, that means to me that you're a committed real estate agent and you're looking to take your life and business to the next level. I'm just curious. Why have you yet to schedule your free, no obligation coaching consultation? All you have to do is simply go in the description down below, and people are telling me this call has been the most unbelievable, the most powerful call they've had in their entire career. And here's just a few of the individuals who have taken full advantage of this call. And my mission is to support as many realtors as possible. Build a 6- and 7-figure net income business so that they don't have to rely on this industry anymore for their everyday income. If you're a committed realtor, which I can seem like you are, all you have to simply do to take full advantage of this free coaching consultation is to go in the description down below and schedule your free call now.